The next step is we just have to do all the other provinces and territories, which will go a lot faster because we're just going to have a lot of copying and pasting to do. If I do Newfoundland, I'm going to go into my good notes. I'll do Newfoundland and I'll do Newfoundland in green. I'm going to reuse these points. That point, that point, that point, that point, and that point. I'm just going to reuse, and even that point, all the way from my 500 270 to my 610 420. So I don't have to redo all that. I'm going to go to here, all the way up to here, and then back. I just need to put in these extra points. This is going to be 700 420. This one is 700 270. That is it for Newfoundland. We only had to make 2 points that were different from the Quebec points. I'm going to enter these coordinates for Newfoundland. Take a screenshot of that. I'm going to send it to my other device, or you can print it. I'm going to go back into my Google Chrome, go back to my Map of Canada page, preview. I'm going to do all of this for Newfoundland. I'm just going to copy what I have for Quebec, not the SVG, but from the A and the path and the close of the A. Copy. Directly after that, I'm going to paste it all in. This is going to be for Newfoundland. I don't have a Newfoundland page yet, but eventually I will. I'm just going to call it Newfoundland. We were starting with the 500 270. Just get rid of this. This is going to be our starting point, so that's an M. And then we're going to go all the way to 610 420. We're going to have the same coordinates as Quebec. So all of these we don't need. Down here, copy my L and my 2 spaces. My next point was 700 420, space 420. And my next point was 700 270. Let's make this one yellow. All right, update the preview, and there it is. Okay, and there's our Newfoundland button. Notice we came way out. We come way out to, I'm talking about this point right here. I didn't contour really close to the edge, and we could have. It was just so much faster to do it this way. This part won't overlap any other part of Canada, so we don't need to worry about it. So it was just for speed. So that's Newfoundland. I just need to go get a picture of Newfoundland. I'll do that in Safari. I will look up map of Newfoundland. That's not a bad map of Newfoundland. Newfoundland and Labrador we really want, so I'm going to go with that one. Add to photos, into our magic eraser, and click the X. Yeah, we can crop this. Done. With the tolerance eraser, I can erase all the water quickly. Erase Quebec. Let's go to the eraser now, and here I'll just make it a bit bigger. And the edges are really important. Save that, tap to save, high resolution. We have our map of Newfoundland, and I want to upload that to my Safari, to my Tumblr. Back into my Tumblr, and post is really what I'm after. There's my Quebec, and I want to click on the photo to get a map of Newfoundland. So recent, and there's my Newfoundland. Done. Okay, and then I go down to the bottom, click the post button. Then it's posted, and then I can click on the image, click the copy button, go up to the Tumblr search bar, paste that in, make sure it ends in .png. That's our address of that image. Copy that, select all, Command A to select all, Command C to copy. I'm going to go back into my Google Chrome, way at the bottom here. I have Quebec page. I could go into Quebec, select everything. So I have to click on the text first. Select all, copy, click the save, click the back button, go down to the bottom, add a page. It's custom layout, show a link to this page, and it's going to be Newfoundland. For the URL, Newfoundland. I'm going to add my HTML, which I just copied from the Quebec page. All right, and I just have to change where it says Quebec to Newfoundland. And here I'm just going to use NFL, hashtag NFL, image, and down here where it says Quebec image, I'm going to change that to NFL. I got to go back into my Safari to get the address for Newfoundland image, paste it in my Tumblr search bar, Command A to select all, Command C to copy, back into Chrome, I'm going to switch out the address for the Quebec image, get rid of that, and paste in the address for the Newfoundland image. That's it. Update the preview. Save. Screen a reasonable size. There it is. There's our Back to Canada button. I don't like that Canada is not being shown, so I'm just going to tell the back button, I'm just going to say, all right, width is going to be, let's say 200 pixels. That might be way too wide. Back to Canada, crazy wide. Let's go to 100 pixels and update preview. So let's split the difference, 150. Update the preview, yay, good. And if I click that, does it go to Canada? It does. Let's change Newfoundland to pink. There we are. And then if we click on Newfoundland, it brings us to Newfoundland. And if we click back to Canada, it brings us back to Canada. And that's what I want for all of the provinces, all of the territories. There are 10 provinces and there are 3 territories, Nunavut, Northwest Territories, and the Yukon. Once we get all the provinces in, the only other thing we'd have to do is make the buttons invisible. Where we have opacity is equal to 0.5, what we need to do is reduce that to 0. 0 opacity means totally transparent. When we do that, we won't see the buttons. Okay, they'll just be the province. We need to update the preview and save. It's invisible, but they're still there. If I click on Quebec, it brings me to the Quebec page. If I click on update the preview, save, always press save. If I click on Newfoundland, it should bring me to Newfoundland. There you go. Get back to Canada. And there we are. I'm going to go into my Safari. In Safari, I'm going to go to the Map of Canada page. Press refresh. So this is what it looks like now. If I click on Newfoundland, any part of Newfoundland, it'll bring me to the Newfoundland page. If I press back to Canada, it brings me back to Canada. If I click on Quebec, it brings me to the Quebec page. That's what I want. I want it to do that for every province. Have a good day.